Well, first of all, there's a subculture that has developed and that is growing and emerging in the American ghetto, the underclass. Okay, these are the characteristics of the underclass: having kids out of wedlock, failure to stay in the workforce, failure to embrace education, raising your kids, uh, taking advantage of mainstream situations to lift yourself out of poverty or escape poverty, I should say. And we're seeing those behaviors of the subculture on display. It's a very small segment of the black community. The overwhelming majority of even poor people that live in the American ghetto are good law abiding people. When you start getting into some of these aspects, like the no snitching and failure to cooperate with the police, individuals who uh, are afraid, you say, of cooperating with police, they're not afraid of the police. They're afraid of retribution from other black people for cooperating with the police. But as a law enforcement officer for 38 years, we're only going to be as successful as the community is willing to work with us. And so if they're not willing to work with us, then we're not going to be real successful in those areas. So when we can assure the law-abiding people that live there that we're going to be there for them, we're not going to put them out on Front Street and then abandon them because of the aspect of retaliation. When the calls for service, don't take forever. In other words, you call the police, you see somebody suspicious that you've cooperated with the police, and it takes the police hours to get there. The trust starts to break down. So, that's where we can get better is having the resources. All right, you got to have the resources to do things that are going to meet their needs. Trust is a two-way street. All right, life's a two-way street. If we want the community to help us, then we have to be willing to meet some of their needs and meet them halfway on some of these, which right now is hard to happen because of the cuts that law enforcement has faced over the last couple of years because of our success, because of declining crime rates. Uh, Bean counters and county boards and city councils have been shortchanging law enforcement to put money in other areas because they figure, well, things are safe. We don't need it right now. And now I think we're starting to see that pendulum swing back, and there's going to have to be a recommitment to properly staffing these law enforcement officers so that we can go out and actually regain the trust in these areas where this attitude, no snitching, don't cooperate with the police prevail.